Hello everybody and welcome. You've caught me here in my small little gallery that I have set up here where we live here in Williamsburg. I always believe it's a very good thing that we as potters should do, is to be able to set up our own little retail outlet where we can sell direct to the public. I think it's a very fundamental and very important thing for us to be able to do, whereby we can actually meet the customers. So that's what I'm trying to do here. It's slowly coming together, everything takes longer than you think, doesn't it? I've had these shelving units made up which are dismountable, and I'm just sort of like populating the shelves with t-shirts and different items. And actually what I'm doing right now is I'm doing some work here with this wheel. So I thought I'd just bring you in on it because it's something I've got to do. So I've got here, it's out of the picture at the moment, I've got one of these treadle wheels, and I need to add some more ballast to the flywheel because the flywheels are underweighted purposely so that the weight is not quite so much. So they're actually hollow, and so let's swing the camera around and I'll show you what's going on. There it is. The first thing I'm going to have to do is, and that's very simple, the first thing I'm going to have to do is simply take the box off of the top. That's this box here, the slops tray. That's going to come off, but the first thing we've got to do is to take the actual wheel head off, and for that, with a T-bar, so there's the wheel head, that comes straight off, no problem. Next thing we're going to have to do is unhitch the chain here for treadle, because that is hanging off of the side of the box, so of course we've got to. So I'm just lifting it up here. And then that lifts off, you see, like that, quite easily. The box just unclips. Okay, and there it is. So I just wanted to remove that prior to what I'm going to show you down inside there, what we've got to do. Let's bring the camera down there a bit. Hope we got enough light down there. Let's see if we can lower this on the tripod a touch. Okay, well there you see so what we've got to do is I've got one of these screwdrivers. This is just a cap or a plate that goes over the top. Okay, and that metal plate comes away with the 5 screws. And that exposes then these 2 holes, and each hole relates to a compartment. Okay, so there are four compartments. There's 2 holes on the other side there. Take them off. So, there we are. That's the other. So, let's see. What's our lighting situation? Let's. There you are. You can see those holes. All right. So what I've got to do is I've got to measure carefully. I've got a funnel. I'll start here with this one. I've got a funnel there. The important thing, of course, is to make sure that we put the same amount of weight in each compartment. And I'm going to put in there, I'm going to put 5 pounds. Hang on a sec, I've just got to check to see if that's on pounds. Yes, it is. Wait a minute, I'll start again. Put it on it and 0 it. Yeah, that's okay. So, 1. Probably have to do this in stages. I put in 2.5. Now this flywheel, you see, is balanced, so it's important to keep it balanced by there we are, that's exactly it. Would smack on there, that's 2.5 pounds. What I've got to do is of course, as the flywheel spins around, the ballast spins out, doesn't it? Just gonna see, we can add, well, I was reckoning to add about 5 pounds here into each compartment. Well, it'll certainly hold that. How big is it? You can use sand, you could use coarse grit. Well, let's see, that's 2.5 pounds. Let's put another 2 pounds in. That'll make it 4.5 pounds, won't it? Yeah. Depends, you see. Some people like a lighter flywheel. For some people, this flywheel the weight as it is would be okay. But I think personally, I think it's a little bit on the light side. So that's why I'm adding a bit. That'll do. That will do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spin the wheel around to spin that ballast out. That. Okay. Oh yeah, that's all gone. That's good. Right. That's what you have to do, you see. You have to spin it sometimes to. Otherwise all the ballast sort of conglomerates at this end when it needs to move out. No. Yeah, the reason I had those shelf units made up really was to do a local show here in central Pennsylvania in a place called State College, and where we were a couple of weekends ago, well, on the 3rd and the 4th actually, 3rd and the 4th of this month. So we were able to take 3 of those shelf units and pack them in the car with all the pots and a table on the roof. And those shelving units are held together with just 2 wing nuts. It's quite a clever design. You basically got 2 ladders at each end, and then the shelves go across, as it were. And the shelves just sit on like the rungs of the ladder, if you like, because they've got like a metal piece underneath that just fits neatly over. And then on the back there's like a diagonal brace that goes diagonally across with 2 wing nuts, one at the top and one at the bottom. So all you do is attach the diagonal with the two wing nuts, and then you just slot the shelves in. It's a good little, and what's nice about it is that even though it's assembled here now in my gallery, it doesn't look like they look like permanent fixtures, you know. It's important, isn't it, to display our work well, because work that is not very well displayed, or if the lighting is not good, it really lets it down, doesn't it? It's worth investing. Well, hey, we done one. Okay, so we did put 4.5 pounds, didn't we, in that one. Oh, now I've got to do 3 more. I don't expect you're going to want to watch me do this, but anyway, I just wanted to show you here what's involved in doing this. And where's my coffee? Yeah, what's involved in doing it, and to show you that how you can add a little ballast or a lot of ballast. You could add quite a lot of poundage to this flywheel. This flywheel is made of marine quality ply, so it's water resistant and everything. Anyway, c'est la vie. So yeah, and the other thing I wanted to show you, of course, was the way that the tray comes right off of the wheel, which makes it a lot more easy to get into a car, you see, or into an SUV or a truck. Yeah. So the other thing about adding this ballast, underneath each of these compartments in here, and on the underside here where my finger is underneath, there's another little cap with 4 screws, so that you can, maybe you want to let some ballast out, you know, so you can open that underneath there and let it out. So there it is. Anyway, I've got to carry on doing that, putting the ballast in there. All good fun. Hang on. I've got to zero it. These are really, really good little the digital balances, I tell you. And I don't actually have them on my website, but I've got a load of them here. And we're only selling them for, I think, $15 each. They're brand new. Ideal for the studio, and they weigh in pounds. And let me just tell you what they weigh in, so I get it right. Pounds, grams, and ounces, and they'll weigh up to about 12 pounds or 5 kilos. So small, compact, but really handy. I find I use them all the time. I use them for weighing out my clay, and so maybe I should put one on my website. I believe in them. I think they're good. It's nice to share things, isn't it, that you believe in, that you think are good, you know. So, yeah, really useful. $15. I mean, you can't go wrong for that, can you? Plus shipping, of course. So you have to have the add-on the shipping, don't you? It goes without saying. That'll do. Now, what do I use? A mug, don't I? Yeah. A little mug. Well, when I get the showroom gallery here a little bit more set up, we'll do a clip in here and show you around. we can talk about displaying our pots and how to do it. Not that I've got all the answers, for sure, but I've actually had to. I'm going to show you actually my new studio, my winter studio, because you know I've had to retreat. I've had to retreat from the pottery because it's cold out there, and you know water's beginning to freeze and so on. So I've created a winter studio inside. I did it last year as well, but I've done it in a different place this year. It's kind of like it's inside the house itself, you know. So it's and I've got one of these kick wheels up there, and one electric wheel. And I thought what I'll do is I'm going to fancy making some porcelain. So I'll use the kick wheel for porcelain, and I'll use the electric for just stoneware. So yeah, I'm going to show you that. I put some shelves up. I've got a kneading table in there, some lighting, and it's quite a small space, so it's kind of easy to heat. What you want. Hang on, I put in 2 last time, so I've got to put in another 2.5. Make it up to 2.5. That'll be 4.5 pounds. Then we've got in here. Sorry, it's a rather boring clip. But that's why I thought we'd talk about some other things. And maybe I'm going to spin the wheel again. Spin that ballast out. Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll just get this in and then we'll call it a day. Because I know you want to go get out there and do your Christmas shopping, don't you, and wrap up all those presents. Nah. So if you've got 4.5 extra pounds, that's going to give us. What will that give us? It will give us. Will that be 18? Would it? 18 extra pounds of ballast. That should make it spin, shouldn't it? Nicely. Thing is, you don't want to have it too heavy. A lot of people write to me and say, "Oh, I like a really heavy flywheel." Well, I don't actually. I don't like a really heavy flywheel, and I don't see any advantage in having a really heavy flywheel. Unless you've got a thundering great leg. You know, a heavy flywheel is slow to get going, and it's slow to stop. I'm not saying what you want to do is have it the right way. And a lot of people think, oh, I'll make it out of concrete, I'll make it out of cement and rocks. But you know, you end up just then with a flywheel that's very, very heavy to move. And that's not really what you want. You want it to be heavy enough to give you the momentum that you need, but you don't want it so heavy that it's cumbersome and it slows you down. You want a wheel that's quick off the mark and quick to stop, and a wheel that's got momentum. So that's what you want to aim at. And there is a sort of ideal weight, I think. So there you go. Right, now I'm going to take this little fella, get the screwdriver and screw him back in. Okay. Good, he's on tight. Right, that leaves me to do the other one here. This guy. So I'll carry on doing that. And sorry folks if it's been a bit of a long clip, but there you go. Yeah, those are the shelf units I was telling you about. And they're beautifully made. Same guy who did my wheel, who did these. I don't know if you can see up here. It's got a wing nut up here. You see, and that there through there, and one also down the bottom there is what. Oops, it's my cup of coffee. It's what holds it all together, and the actual shelves themselves, they just lift off. Oh, he's held down with the spotlights on that one. Maybe I can show you on this one. You see that just lifts. So yeah, we're getting there slowly. I've got to sort out that shelf unit there. It's got too many pots in it at the moment. That's another thing. You don't want to overcrowd your shelves. Give your pots space. I often see potters and their shelves, and everything is crammed in there. You really need to give things a bit of space, I think. So, yeah, well, I'll carry on adding the ballast to that wheel. And yeah. Okay, folks, well, thank you for joining me, and keep practicing. Maybe we'll get another clip in before Christmas, for sure. Yeah. Okay, bye bye now.